India's post-corona unlocking begins. In its first clear message that the lockdown is going to end, the centre yesterday, the Home Ministry, issued guidelines for unlock phase 1. It is going to allow a phased reopening of most activities across the country. It is going to happen in 3 phases. The first phase is going to begin on the 8th of June. Limiting the lockdown to now only containment zones is the new normal, at least as per the MHA guidelines. The centre has also decided to cut the night curfew hours from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. It was initially over the last 2 months from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Those hours have not now been cut down. Not only do the guidelines issued by the MHA allow reopening of malls, hotels, restaurants, places of worship, all of this from the 8th of June, they also allow unfettered movement of goods and people between states and within districts of specific states as well. Of course, the ball lies in the court of these state governments. It is their prerogative to decide whether or not to implement these relaxations, these guidelines that have now been put forth by the Home Ministry there. Kangana now joins us for more on this. She is reporting from New Delhi. Kangana, people are wanting, to get out of their homes. They want to, they want this phase of lockdown to really end, but it is going to be a task for authorities, for the government, for civic bodies to ensure that even as they open up these public spaces like malls, places of worship, restaurants, it is going to be a big task to ensure that there isn't crowding there. Social distancing is key at the moment.
Well, exactly, Poonam. This had started in the lockdown 4.0 itself, when people had started moving out of their houses, and now the next unlock 1.0 will start from 1st of June, that is tomorrow, and we will have to wait and watch how the state governments and the union territories will be taking their individual decisions to keep this. In fact, that social distancing will still remain the first important fact when people will start enjoying the relaxations that have been given by the MHA. For example, if we go to a mall, there are so many exits and entry points to a mall. So when a mall gets opened in the first phase of unlock 1, which is 8th of June, we will have to wait and watch how the mall owners or the security will be managing people, the entry and exit. Probably or not all the entry and exit points of the mall will remain open, because since the shops inside the mall will be opening on an odd and even basis, so it will not be necessary to open up all the entry and exit points. And the sanitation work, how will they be able to sanitize the malls and the entry and exit points, or the door handles every few minutes? That we will have to wait and watch how these guidelines will be put forward by the Delhi government. The other fact remains that there is going to be a decision that will be taken up in July, where the schools and colleges and other education institutions will remain open or closed. That decision will also come in July. Not only that, the decision to operate the international flights, so that the students who are stuck in India and will have to go back for their further studies to abroad, or any other movement of international borders, that also decision will be taken in July. Other important decisions, for example, the gyms, the swimming pool areas, or other common areas that were being used as a leisure activity by people, all these places will be opened post July only. That has been cleared by the MHA.
There is no definitive timeline to these spaces like gyms and cinema halls, auditoriums, large gatherings. That is still prohibited as per the new guidelines. Kangana, stay with me. I also have Arunil and Imran joining us from Mumbai and Bengaluru. But let me deal with the national capital first. Parbina also joins us from New Delhi here. Parbina, just yesterday we heard Arvind Kejriwal, the Chief Minister, say that this lockdown phase cannot go on forever. The state government is in favor of opening up more public spaces. Now that a nod has come in from the central government as well, what are the likely relaxations that we are going to see in the national capital?
Well, as far as the national capital is concerned, it is, a precarious situation here, because at one hand we have seen in the past that, the Chief Minister has said that we have to learn to live with the virus. But having said that, even when, we have seen that how the cases have been rising, with that, of course, the containment zones also have been rising. Now, with this new lockdown guidelines coming, that is lockdown 5.0, we'll have to see how does the Delhi government really comply to these, and what are the kind of relaxation they are in a situation to give? Because the latest case, as we know, even until yesterday, 24 hours, the average is 1,000, which means, there has to be a check. There has to be, even if there are relaxations, the rules has to be completely different here, because we know even though there was a point of time that the containment zones in Delhi had gone down to around 60 or 70, but just past 1 week, the containment zones in Delhi, in the national capital, crossed once again 100, which is a matter of concern for Delhi and Delhi people. And with that kind of a situation, and when Delhi borders, so many like Uttar Pradesh and Haryana, how and what are the decisions they are in a situation to take has to be seen, because we have seen the MHA guideline has also said the state has more prerogative to understand the situation of his state and take a decision. With Delhi, it has to be much more stricter, and with a lot of restrictions, even though certain departments and certain sectors can open, but there are a lot of containment zones. We can't forget
Absolutely,
that.
the number of containment zones have also increased in the national capital. The cases are rising with more movement of people, with flights and trains now operating. We have seen a spike in the number of cases in the national capital, and that is going to be the approach that the Delhi government really takes. Thank you for joining us, Kangana and Parveena. We also have Arunil and Imran. Arunil, coming to you first. Now, Maharashtra is the worst affected state across the country. So, Uddhav Thackeray, his alliance partners, senior bureaucrats in the state, they're not really in favor of implementing these new guidelines, the new relaxations that this central government has really put forth. We're given to understand that a meeting is going to be held later today where a decision on what could open and what not is going to be taken.
Well, how dire the situation is in the city of Mumbai and in Maharashtra can be understood from the fact that the number of cases in the city of Mumbai only are more than double the number of cases that are there in Delhi. And yes, last night there was a meeting that was held between CM Uddhav Thackeray, Sharad Pawar, and some senior leaders in the Mahavikas Aghadi government. And we understand that the NCP leader, the NCP party, Sharad Pawar himself, is in favor of starting some kind of an economic activity in the red zone areas as well. However, CM Uddhav Thackeray and the Shiv Sena leaders are very averse to it. CM Uddhav Thackeray had mentioned about it, also saying that a very cautious approach will be adopted with respect to lifting of lockdown is concerned, and the CM will be expected to meet senior bureaucrats today basically in the city of Mumbai to discuss how some kind of relaxations can be given. But on the face of it, considering the number of cases that are coming up, yesterday only 99 deaths being recorded in the state of Maharashtra, and the total number of cases are more than 65,000 pan Maharashtra, and more than 50% of these cases are from the city of Mumbai. Pune is also heavily impacted. So whether the lockdown can really be lifted in these two cities, that is the main question that arises. With respect to the green zone is concerned, some kind of economic activity has been started, but also we need to understand that migrant laborers who are there working in the cities of Mumbai and Pune, most of them, around 8 lakh migrant workers, have left from these cities. So that is also expected to have some kind of a bearing when it comes to starting industrial activity in these two cities of Mumbai and Pune. So yes, the challenges will be there, Herculean challenges, and we have seen the apathy in hospitals, lack of services in hospitals, lack of ambulance services as well. So tackling those problems will be paramount for the government at present, and all resources have been diverted towards that. And if at all an economic activity starts in the cities of Mumbai and Pune, it might have some negative repercussions as well.
Right, challenges are many for the Uddhav Thackeray government. There a decision is likely to be taken. Stay with us, Arunil. From Bengaluru, Imran also joins us now. Imran, we did see the cabinet there in Karnataka really restrict the movement of people. They wanted a limit on the flight operations that were landing in Bengaluru. They also stopped all interstate movement really by road. Trains also they wanted only in limited amount, so that there isn't a spike in the state, which so far has really maintained a steady graph of cases.
Well, absolutely. They blame it on the influx of the people coming from the affected states, especially the Maharashtra, which has seen the rise of number of COVID positive cases in Karnataka. The state government claims that so far they were maintaining the numbers in a very restricted rate. But since the influx of migrant workers are coming from states like Maharashtra, Gujarat, and affected like Tamil Nadu, then they have seen a spike of cases. They attribute the spike of cases to because of the migrant workers. But as far as the Karnataka is concerned, since the beginning itself, the chief minister said he wants to revive the economy, and he is one of the first to suggest to do away with the red, green, and orange zones and look at only containment areas, and beyond containment areas, economic activities should be revived, and that should really be the focus of the chief minister here. In fact, he's gone for a meeting tomorrow on Monday with all senior officials. He will probably look at the lockdown 5.0 and look at what he can do. But focus is on reviving the economy. Karnataka has very clearly said they do not have as many containment zones as like in Delhi
Absolutely,
or
the
Mumbai.
revival of industry, of economic growth, that is the focus not just of the centre but also of respective state governments. I request all of you all to stay with us. We have some more breaking news coming in. This is from Tamil Nadu. We're given to understand that extension in containment zones has now been extended till June 30th by the Tamil Nadu government, which means that they have already implemented the guidelines that were issued by the centre just yesterday. Temples, places of other worship, schools, colleges, educational institutions, malls, theatres are all going to remain closed in Tamil Nadu. That's the decision that has come in from the state government there. Shabir now joins us for more on this. Shabir, we're given to understand that Chennai and 3 other neighbouring districts are going to be of special focus to the state government, but they have already really put in motion the plan that was given by the centre yesterday.
Well, that's right. Many restrictions have been announced for non-containment zones outside Chennai. As far as Chennai is concerned, there are still few restrictions in place in terms of opening up malls or standalone shops or shopping malls or big stores. As far as Chennai's Tamil Nadu is concerned, it has been classified into 8 zones. And in certain zones, public transport will resume. 50% of operations will begin. And Chennai, Kanchipuram, Tiruvallur and various other places in the neighboring places, it will be 50% of public transport. And in certain areas, still there are restrictions for malls all across Tamil Nadu. Malls, places of worship and tourist destinations, all of it is closed. And as far as IT companies are concerned, in non-containment zones, a workforce with 50% workforce is allowed for industries.
Right, Shabir is getting us all those details that are coming in from Tamil Nadu there. But shifting focus back to Delhi now, Mohit joins us for more on that. Mohit, we're given to understand that Arvind Kejriwal, the Delhi government, really is going to put forth an app today that is going to be released today. This is going to be key, especially when we're moving to a phase where more relaxations are in place, more people are likely to be out on the roads. This app is going to be crucial because it is going to talk about, the needs that you would face, the challenges you would face if you were a COVID-19 patient. It's going to talk about hospitals and the need and the availability of ventilators and stuff like that.
But yes, Poonam, now we are going from the phase of lockdown towards the unlock. Now, you see, if we talk about Delhi, there are 122 containment zones in Delhi. Now, Arvind Kejriwal, the Delhi Chief Minister, while he was having video conference with the Prime Minister, also said that the economic activities need to be resumed in Delhi. Now, outside containment zone, economic activities has to be resumed. And Arvind Kejriwal yesterday, while addressing a press conference, also said that Delhi cannot be in complete lockdown forever. We need to live with the coronavirus. We are 4 steps ahead of the coronavirus, and hence economic activities need to start in Delhi. Now, slowly and steadily, the economic activities have started in Delhi. We know for a fact that how the traffic is getting back to normal in Delhi. Right. But you see, on daily basis, the cases of coronavirus are rising.
Right, it is a challenge for the Delhi government because the numbers have increased in the last couple of days. We have seen an upward trajectory there, so it is going to be a challenge. But Mohit, thank you for joining us with those details. We will keep tracking all those developments from across the country throughout today. Keep watching Times Now for all those updates. Slipping into a very short break. More news on the other side. Stay with us.